anointment as well as the Kaoson, since the 390 anointment did receive a nerf when the Guardian takedown was added. Basically, I'm gonna link a video in the description, more than likely, that describes this nerf. But I'm seeing a lot of people saying, "Oh, they farmed up all these 390 things. Now it's useless. Gearbox keeps nerfing things. Everything's useless. The Kaoson." I don't think anybody who's actually decent at the game thinks the Kaoson is still bad, or is still bad, is bad now. But I figured I'd show these two off in pair and show that the 390. Now I actually agree with the 390 nerf, because it was basically, if you farm weapon and you get that anointment, it's so, not exactly over centralizing, but it's so good that there's almost no need for other anointments. Sometimes, most of the time. So this opens up for right now, for my mows, the main things I'm using now are auto bears active, 130% bonus incendiary damage, and I'm using auto bear and security bear, and sort of playing like Axton in a way, setting it up, chilling in the bubble, and I'm really enjoying playing with this Moze. But other than that, it's a sort of Blastmaster build. I didn't go the whole way into Forge because I'm trying to keep click click going, because sometimes when you have click click going, you absolutely like one bullet things. And I also want to show that guns with high burst damage, like the Chaos and the Pew Pew, I might not be using this one, but I just have it here anyways, still are incredibly good with the 390 anointment. Other than that, I got a old god on, cloning mounting tracker for healing, and ASE Blastmaster, not really a great one, but has splash damage. I also have another one that is doll weapon crit damage I might switch to at some point, and then a pearl, and again my setup. Yeah, I basically just want to show that people need to stop overreacting to things until they try them themselves, or organize a build that can make them viable. Because I feel like a lot of, don't get me wrong, I want more things to be viable, but I mainly play Amara, so with her, like, everything's viable. You see with that Violent Nog, instantly. That dude was instantly gone. And I'm not even using my ASEs or anything. I might use it here because I'm gonna go down. But it's making you play in different ways. Like, I've never really used... I always use Auto Bear, but I'm loving using the Bubble Shield with it. And I'm excited about whenever I get the Smog SMG. I can use that in combination towards, like, you're sort of like Zane, where you're, because you don't know, the Smog SMG has a, like, built-in B-shield to it. So, whenever you, aren't taking any damage, it doubles its damage. So if you're chilling in your bubble, in your Iron Bear, if you can keep the enemies at a distance, you can get that damage bonus the entire time. As long as you know, can successfully keep them out. And again, the Kaoson in this, it just puts out so much burst damage that even though you don't get as much damage from 390, because it stops working at it, like, each enemy has their own, like, special pool. Like, if they have 3 bars of health, it depends, I think it depends on what enemy. The guy that I'm gonna link also showed that he's gonna be doing a guide on, like, pretty much each enemy, so you know where it stops. But it basically doesn't go down to, like, the 90% portion. Like, these two don't make up 50% and 50%. I mean, it could for this enemy, I'm not sure. But most enemies, it works differently. Where it could stop at, like, around the halfway point, or later, or... Either way, it doesn't matter. You can literally just destroy things. Because if you have weapons, and it's still viable, there's still use for it. I have no idea how people can overreact so quickly without even experimenting. because I had experimented with a couple airborne anointments, like crit hit. Oh, that worked out. Critical hit damage and stuff like that, and the 390 still outpaced it, and I didn't have to jump around, which I don't mind. I don't mind. I actually don't mind that at all. If the gun's putting out decent damage, but the 390 was outclassing me completely. So like, what's the point of me jumping around doing all this stuff when the 390 just does it, and I can stay stationary and be fine? Oh, I got stuck on the thing. Yeah, and then you stay in click range, you literally just decimate things. Oh, the death caught me in the thing. I would love, I guess that'd be kind of broken, but I would just love if, you just couldn't be affected by that once you, hop in your Iron Bear. It would be actually incredible. But as you can see, I feel like, well, I haven't played Moze in a while, or at least when I played Moze, I didn't use the Kaos. I don't think I had a very good Kaoson. This one isn't even a very good one. This one is pretty low damage as far as Kaosons go. I have a better one that I have on a different character. This is the lower damage variation, like, and it's doing more than its job. And it's not even incendiary, it's kinetic, I'll go over it one more time. But the other one I have is like 4,600. So this one's not even, like, this is the worst one. Because the 390 just does so much that it doesn't really matter. Then once you have your ASCs going, that dude is flying. And you got your bubble. Like, I just love, I've been enjoying those a ton recently. Playing like this. That's unfortunate. I need to stop healing them. Thank you. I need to use my grenades more often. I also might use the transformer instead, because I feel like my shield's down like 90% of the time. And I'm not really using my life skill that well. With the Kaoson, it's really easy to heal. You can just shoot the Kaoson and then sprint, and then the sticky explosives will pretty much heal you to full every time, as long as you have like a couple points or so in it. Yeah, like my build's nothing crazy even. I don't even have like a fire sandhawk on here to deal with the deaths. Just kind of just using the Kaoson, which people see nerf and they freak out, but I don't understand how you can't comprehend that the mayhem scaling is going down. If this thing were to stay the way it was, it wouldn't even be there wouldn't even be another option. Everyone would be using this gun. Which, I mean, you have choice, and I understand what people, it's like a slippery slope. It's like, it makes sense, like it's a PvP game, like not PvP, PvE game, for the most part. Why would you nerf things? But there's still like a weapon meta that they want to uphold and make sense of. But I do understand the crowd that's like, why, you know, if I want to use broken shit, I'll use it. If you don't want to use the broken shit, don't use it. So I really do understand both sides, but I am with Gearbox on this one, with both of these nerfs, with the 390 and the other thing, because it makes me think more about certain anointments, and not just, okay, I got 390, I'm pretty much good to go for bossing, for triple health mobs, shield mobs, because it negates like having to match elements, which is good for the player, but sometimes I feel like you should have to think a little more. But I don't know, because honestly I don't have many That's why I love playing Amara with Infusion, because I don't have the greatest weapons ever. So it makes it so that I don't need to farm this specific anointment with a element, because there's like a point. I watched some Z Karma videos, and there's like very, very... Oh, I got stuck. Very minuscule chances of getting certain anointments with certain elements. So it makes it so the farming and everything isn't as gruesome. But at the same time, you know, it's nice to go for those things and for it to still matter. But as you can see on this, it does so much damage so quickly that it doesn't matter at all. At all. I forgot to use the I wasn't really sure if I wanted to use it even, but I think I will. Yeah, what is this brother doing back here? He's good for guns that are like this gun is locked into this element, so being able to shred through shields so easily helps it so greatly. And it's still viable, it's still good, it's still a good anointment. I cannot understand how anybody could use one of these weapons and not still see that there's merit to it. It's still very good. It's not even just good, it's very good. Like, I don't know. But I do want to make it known that I am using Big Kick Energy. These are my modifiers. I probably should have showed that at the start. But I am using Big Kick Energy, which I feel like helps a ton, especially in the takedown. I almost said Molly one. The Guardian takedown, where things were a lot bulkier than you would expect. I can't even actually see where I'm shooting. Should have put on the minesweeper, but I kind of just wanted to just go in with this. Fuck it. I should have used something better, because I have stuff that could destroy him, but whatever. I just felt like showing that still you can shred like top boss bars with it and whatnot, and it's still as viable as ever and as good as ever. So, but again, it probably isn't great on certain weapons. On some guns that put out like super fast burst damage and that double dip, which like with the damage, like I think the Kaoson, I know the OPQ does, I think the Kaoson does, but weapons like that, you know, don't disregard it. Don't disregard the Kaoson because it was nerfed. Don't disregard the Sandhawk because it was nerfed. These nerfs made sense. They weren't senseless nerfs to punish players. I don't think they ever were. You know, that was ever the intention. But yeah, that's all pretty much I have. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know down below. This has been your boy Jay Stace. Peace.